So at this point I want to start putting some pieces together, and I want to start with this wall. I do have to go over to the computer and design a back wall. It kind of goes straight down, but it's tough to tell exactly what's going on back there. I'm pretty sure there's one episode that shows off this room a lot better, but essentially there should be something of a flat wall somewhere in this area. There's a porthole window on one side or the other, probably this one. Then there's a poster. No, so the porthole window is over here. There's a poster of some planets over here, and then over on this wall I believe there's also some poster or image or something. You never quite see what's behind here though. And I'll have LEDs on both sides for a relatively even lighting back there. And another place LEDs are going, or at least some fiber optics to light it, right in there. So that's going to look nice. I'm got to watch the show and see if some of this is detailed. I'm thinking these door rails must be a silver or something. This definitely could use some color there, and since I know these stairwells are silver, let's do this now, but only with a fine point. No, well, it had to be one of the three. Here we go. This little guy right there. Let's see how these guys look. I was thinking they pointed down, but they do point up. The holes on this wall are much bigger than expected. Usually something like this would have a much tighter fit, I would think. You can really see how they're attached from a really extreme angle. That is going to make gluing them a little more difficult. So yes, indeed, how to glue these. Well, definitely one at a time. It was a little heavy on that glue. Let's see if I can do it a little lighter here. Well, that's the best I can do with it. I'm not going to put these ladders on until last. I've still got to do some patching when I put this piece in. I don't know why the tab on that one is so long. There, we all sealed up for another day. Now this is almost ready. I'm going to drill a few holes straight through this piece so we can do some really fine fiber optics into this center here. I'll leave that to the side for the moment. Looks like we can put this one together. Definitely. Each of these buckets I poured yesterday into the larger basin right there had a good layer of silt at the bottom. So while pouring the buckets out, I basically managed to keep a lot of the silt in the jar itself. And then I wound up pouring those into each other once they were all empty. And I have managed to condense it down to this one guy here, just about 8 or 10 ounces. I'm going to let that settle for another day or two, and we'll see how much of silt is really in there, and then I may just leave it open and evaporate it near a window. But this stuff is great. I've had most of this for at least 2 years now. Just keep reusing it and reusing it. Top it off every now and then because you do lose some. LA's totally awesome, green clean. Here's a look at some distilled sludge. 2 years worth of enamel paint stripping in green clean, reduced to this bottom layer of a coleslaw canister. It's pretty dense. It definitely weighs a good amount. This has been airing out for the last probably week or so. You can see in the bottom central area it's just starting to crust up. All these outer sides, the two sides and the top, are definitely still wet. I'm really wondering, and there it's pulling away from the corner over there. I wonder if that's because of the way I'm holding it. Let's see if it's still that mushy. So what I'm wondering, is the end result going to be a rubbly cake mix, or is it going to be a solid mass of sludge? Time will tell.